on, guys? Chad here with Forest Family Homestead. We're on our way to my dad's house. I'm splitting the John Deere 2030 today. We're going to do the internal hydraulic pump. I just got that tractor up there and ready to go. The other things that I've done to start, and then I came back home and got the camera, was I cradled the tractor up in the air. I got the the pan set to run the jack on to split the tractor. I'll kind of show you guys the process. I don't have a whole lot of memory card left, but I'll get everything I can for you that I can think of that's beneficial, and show you guys the process. It's not hard. I've already had this tractor split 4 times, so here's another one. Let's see how this one goes. See you guys. Alright, as you can see, here's the 2030. I cradled the back side up. It's just up on a couple brakes. Tire, you can see the tires off the ground over there. Doesn't have to be off the ground, just get the weight off and get it up in the air. Here's just a steel pan that I had that I took off my old hay bine. Actually makes for a smoother track, because if the jack gets stuck you can still just pull it and it'll slide away. Right there's the internal screen, and there's the cap. You can see I drain the oil out, coming out, dripping out that hole right there. Next I'm just gonna disconnect these hydraulic lines that come from the front pump, and that'll be one of the lines that I have to do. The other ones are back underneath here. I'll show you guys those when I get to them. They just push in and push out, and sometimes you gotta beat them in with a rubber hammer, but that's alright. Other than that, just gonna pull, if you have the cab frame and stuff, you can pull these bolts. I'll show you guys more of that when we get to that point. Or from here I'm going to break those hydraulic lines loose, and I'm going to try to do it. This is the camera here, but I don't know if I can. Because it's in the way. I don't know if I can do it. Everything should come fairly easy. Got some residue in that line. This goes to my brakes. That'll have to come apart because it's going to get split right here. That's easy. That's just a tiny little line. I'll get all these little lines off because I'm going to have to crawl under there, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to get the camera. I'll be right back with you guys. Alright guys, here's got the jack set right underneath where your clutch housing is. It's wedged in the back so it can't tip back and forth. It's cradled, you guys saw that. Got the oil filter off, all the lines loose. Broke the frame loose and wedged it there. So you want to put these wedges in here, because when you split the tractor, this whole top end, the whole motor and everything is going to want to fall to one side or the other. Those wedges keep it from falling left and right on you once you bring it away from the rear end. So all I'm doing now is going around this housing. These don't break loose too hard. So like I said, I've had them out 4 times. So I'm just breaking them loose. They have pressure up on the jack that's underneath the front end, but it's just holding it. It's not tight yet. This is tough with a camera in one hand. I wasn't even sure I was going to record this, but I did look up on YouTube to see if you know, if there's anything on it. And there's not much on 2030s, John Deere 2030s. So I figured if there's other people with them, maybe it'll help out a little bit. They're really easy to work on, honestly. Kind of a pain when you got to split it at the clutch because there's a lot more stuff you got to unhook. But I'll finish getting it. There's only like 2 bolts underneath. I'll get those loose. Actually, I'll probably take those out so I can just work the top ones here. And then I'll be back with you guys so you can see it getting split apart. I'll set you up, show you how much of a pain it is to get it to suck apart. Alright. Alright guys. All the bolts are out from around the transmission housing there. I don't know if I can get you guys in close enough to see it. See how there's a crack right here? This crack right here. So when I take these bolts out, I want to try to get that crack in the crack on the bottom, which I don't know if you're going to be able to see, but where that gray silicone is, that was just put on the outside to try to help with any tiny little leaks. The cracks are about the same from what I can tell. So that means it's separating good and it's even. So it should be an even pull straight across. Now the thing with the jack here is nice, so when I'm trying to pull it apart, if it's not going apart, I can kind of raise and lower the jack a little bit to try to work that suction in there apart. So what I'll do is I'm going to get you guys set up here on the tripod, hopefully out of the sun so you can see, and I'm going to start working the tractor, splitting it. So let me get you guys set up on the tripod. I'll be right back and we'll start pulling this thing apart. Alright guys, I forgot a step in here. You need to take the shift knob off because there's 2 bolts in here that hook back into your transmission side of the rear end and your rock shaft housing. Yeah, there's a lot of silicone on here. I didn't have a gasket and it was uneven, so I had to fill it. Whatever, but regardless, there's 2 bolts in here. You can see it's separated apart. I'm gonna use my dad's tractor. I just got a chain on it. I'm just gonna pull it apart real slow. So I'll set you guys up here. You're out in the sun. It should slide right apart. I'm hoping with no hiccups, so I guess we'll see. Part. Check the other side real quick. Alright, I forgot these stupid braces. You guys could see. I totally forgot that you can't pull past. I mean, you can if I take it off. I'd have to take the whole cab off. So you guys could see it was getting caught right here on the brake pedals. That's enough. You can see it's separated. Go around the other side. Got you guys on the tripod, so. You can see it's separated. Gotta get that all cleaned up. Get all that silicone out of there. Order a gasket for it. I ordered the gasket for it, but I ended up splitting it twice, and the gasket that I put on there, I had sealed it to the housing, so when I took it apart, it just ripped the gasket. So I needed the tractor. I just made a gasket. I don't care. It worked. So once I get into the rest of it, where the pump is, well, I'll take you along the process of getting the pump out, but it might be tomorrow, so we'll see. But that's the splitting of it. I should have enough room technically to work in there. It's gonna be a pain, but at the same time it should be alright. Alright, I'll get back with you guys once we get tearing into it. Alright guys, I'm gonna at least try to get this old pump out. I probably won't put the new one in tonight, but we'll get it in tomorrow, or where we're gonna pick up. But I just want to give you guys a look. So you're gonna take this bottom tube that goes into the bottom of the pump right there. So this tube that goes down here runs up and goes right to the bottom of the pump. Pump sits in the back here. Sits back here. This is the pump. It's on this spline right here. It's got this shaft right here, which goes in back here. So I'm gonna at least try to pull this out anyway. I've had it out once already. I did the seals, so we'll do that and then see where we're at. I guess it's getting late, so I don't want to do this in the dark. It's not gonna rain tonight or tomorrow, so I'll finish it tomorrow and put it back together tomorrow. But we'll set you guys up so you can see, get this out. So try to do it from this side. That way you guys can see. These are 14mm bolts. Don't. Might be 15s actually. I lied. $15s. 15mm bolts in here. Being that they're always oiled, they always have oil on them. Come right out. Only 4 of them. I'll hold this cover on. Really just gotta break them loose. The camera's dying too. It's been out in the sun all day. Five bolts. Unfortunately, the only way to change this pump is to split the tractor. I wish I could just get right down here and do it from the top, but definitely won't have enough room. Plus you gotta take all the tubes off anyway. Speaking of which, pull that one back out. Broke this one loose over here, this small bottom one. Might have to take old trusty screwdriver. It's a real pain to get in here. But it does slide off. You have two tubes in the top, so you gotta be careful. I gotta take those two bolts off first. Take your top plate off first. That'll hold your tubes in. Make life a little bit easier. I always get that bolt that seems like it's going to come out nice and easy. My hands are covered in oil. Got that bolt that's going to come out nice and easy, and then hits one little snag. I haven't done this in a while, so I'm refreshing my memory as well. That's why I keep backtracking. And you don't really tear apart a tractor every day, or split it in half anyway. These are just on little clips in there. So then on this top plate, just remember where your tubes go. And how they go in. They go there. They'll just wiggle right out. I put them right back in the holes so I know where they go and which way you tell if you put them in the right way, because they won't line up with nothing. They'll come right off of there, nice and easy. Just set that down nice and gentle. Pull that up. See, all the splines look good on here. Now, you got a bolt back here behind this tube. You got a bolt there. Actually, I don't need to take that bolt out. I gotta take this bolt out. One on this side. And then the pump should come out. Should come out. So let's see what happens. We'll find out together. Here. This one's a pain. I'll tell you that one. I'll tell you that much. Because you can't. So, get this one tube out. Pull and wiggle, guys. Pull and wiggle. Oh, okay. Take that bottom one out. This is very trusty old crescent wrench comes in handy because there's like 4 different sizes in here. Alright guys, I got that out. All I do is push it through this way and then flip it down. That one will come right out. And then that leaves you enough room to get to that bolt without taking this tube out. Which makes no sense because I don't have to take that one out. So that should come off now. They leave you a nice little lip here. I want to say last time I had to give it a tap because I don't have to take that one off. You know what? I'm just going to pull this whole thing right out. You can always put it back in. Oh, that makes it nice. Cover everything in oil. Pull this one. Should be it. Should be it. This tube. There. You guys be careful with those tubes because they're, well, one, they're not cheap, and they're aluminum, so they bend really easy. The tops of them bend up real easy. Alright, there we go. There's that. This is what you should have. It's the back side that was up against it. It's the front. Get a table set up here. Come on. Alright guys. It's telling me I got 10% battery left, but this is the new one. This is the old one. The part number AR96662. That's for a 75 John Deere 2030. I'll probably have to pick up back tomorrow since my battery's dying. So I'll link back up with you guys tomorrow. We'll get this done and back in the tractor and put the tractor back together and see how that goes. I know it's going to be a nightmare, but we'll get it together.